Hello there, Sarah from 17 once again. This is my Call of Duty Advanced Warfare Veteran Difficulty walkthrough. This is mission 13, it is my favourite, and it is called Throttle. So at the very beginning, if you're like me and your brain's wired wrong, you'll have to invert the controls, because it doesn't invert them for some reason when you're flying. And then you can proceed to do this kind of interesting section. I think jets are underutilised in Call of Duty. They've been done, what, twice now? There was that one in Black Ops 2, I think it was? Or was it Ghosts? I can't remember. There was one anyway, quite recently. And then there was this one. I don't think either of them have been particularly that great. And I think the linearity of them is probably the reason for that. Some people will like the fact that you're just kind of doing a trench run, only it's not in space or Star Wars related. Other people probably would like a more Battlefield-esque experience. But you have to bear in mind a few things here. This game runs at a solid 60 frames per second. Battlefield generally doesn't unless you're playing PC or maybe the most recent ones on next gen. Because it's much harder to run those high frame rates on more ambitious games. You know, Call of Duty gets to perform as nice as it does because it's very cloistered in how it performs. It only has these very small environments, these small situations, and it's able to keep that frame rate up because it values it over larger skirmishes. And if you're anything like me, you're probably hoping that with all this future tech we're going to get an amalgamation of, you know, the best of both, which would be really nice. You know, especially if we're going to get these every year, regardless of if we want the buggers. It'd be nice to see them being a little bit more ambitious, and this level here is a fantastic example of the shadow of ambition. So, all we have to do here is take out 3 guns, but you'll notice there's quite a wide courtyard here, and it reminds me of World at War when you have to take out those 3 gun emplacements on that game, because it's kind of wider than your average Battlefield, and it's by no means a sandbox, it's by no means as wide as it looks, because you're going to see several times on this video that when you go certain places it tells you that you're about to fail, which is bullshit, because it breaks the illusion and it reminds you that, yeah, I'm meant to stay very close to where it wants me to be, and thus the choice on the player's part is broken. But just imagine if they do go that way, because what we're doing here is we're using the grapple to get to the gun emplacements and punishing them. And it's really cool, because you're essentially grappling up buildings, and just imagine if you had this ability in a Battlefield map. Just imagine how cool that could be and the interesting things they could design. If you're wondering what I did there, I thought I'd get immunity while I climbed on this, because I started getting shot and I didn't have the faith to kill that guy quick enough, and right now I should be dead. I'm like, how am I not dead? And there's the grenade that's about to kill me, but I get away from it. Because like I've said, folks, the grenades on this game, if you're dying to them, something very strange is happening in your game, because it just doesn't happen. It's weird. But once you're in this, you can then proceed to blow up the other gun embankments, or what the hell are they called? Gun? No idea. My brain's just lost at the moment. But you can proceed to kill the other turrets. And then once you've killed all 3, you're going to have to take out 3 ASTs, which is the armoured guys. And this is the part where I really appreciated this level, because I was boosting, dashing, climbing, grappling. I was freaking Batman for the day. And you can do a fantastic kill on these things with your grappling device. Like, look at that. You can grapple directly into this animation, which is super cool. And you can do this to normal soldiers and to the mounted soldiers, and you're going to see me do it to all 3 of the AST things. And it's joyful. And it's been so long since I felt that kind of, you know, boyish grin wet my face with something this cool. Like, this is an armoured, tough enemy, and I'm instantly killing him by ripping him out of the vehicle and crushing his face. And it looks terrible on old gen, but on new gen it looks beautiful. And it's just this super fast, super slick. Imagine if every environment in this game had allowed us to zip around like I'm doing now, and just given us a little bit of choice on how we did things. And just imagine if that's the future for Call of Duty, this more open environments, more choice, more flexibility, more player involvement, and not so much this just linear sequence of headshots and chest-high walls and regenerating life and Oscar Mike this, Oscar Mike that. Who the hell is Oscar or Mike? Like Glengarry Glen Ross style. But one of the problems with this sequence is sometimes when you're trying to get the prompt, you can accidentally grapple to something you didn't mean to, and it'll get you killed. And it happens a lot. but this is just too damn fun. And the irony here is, if you know what you're doing, you can do this super quick. On my first playthrough when I was here, I was taking my time. I had like 20 minutes in this place just boosting around and enjoying the mobility. And then the next level is literally one long corridor. And it makes you so sad because you've had all this interesting stuff. Like, even if it's something like this, a position to have the high ground, to have an advantage, overlooking a battlefield, makes a massive difference in a game about shooting people. Yet the majority of these levels, they give that to the enemies, and you're just funneled down a little rat maze of TVs and drinks machines and whatever they can tip on the side that gets just under your chin and allows you to prop your gun on it and shoot dudes. But it is what it is. So I'm going to talk a little bit more Street Fighter, because like I say, I'm having a lot of fun with it. What I'm doing is I'm having best of 7s, so 7 it's like 7 rounds or something daft. It's the most rounds you can have, because that way there's more playing, less loading. And what I've done is I started on medium and I pick random opponent, so I fight the majority of the cast. What's this? Chris has broke the game. Beautiful. And I'm using it so I get player knowledge, and I'm under no illusion that people are going to use these characters in ways that I will never see the computer use them, but it'll also work the opposite. As a foundation, it's giving me knowledge on what their ultras are, because the computers are really good at ultras, what the supers are, how you block them, how you get away from them, if you can block them. It shows me the juggles, it shows me what moves are overheads, what moves aren't safe, you know, what the jumps are like, what the dashes are like. It's just giving me an understanding of the people I'm going to be fighting when I move to fighting people. And I've moved up to hard on the difficulty before I started doing the campaign stuff on hardest. And I was having some really fun encounters with the computer, because they would beat me a few times, I'd beat them a few times, it'd be back and forth, and then I'd either get super dominant or I'd get destroyed. And a good example of someone who destroyed me was Bison. I did not know how to punish his kick, that charge kick he does. The computer kept me in block stun, kept on jab, poking, into that kick, and I was trying to punish it with moves that apparently were too many frames to effectively do it. His stomps were getting me all the time, because I didn't realise that depending on where he hits you depends on whether it's an overhead or if it's a low blow. You know, he really ruined me, that character. And Akuma, Jesus, Akuma, that guy is a devil when the computer starts just styling on you. It's horrible. Fucking high fierce into low kick, into high fierce, into low kick, and next thing I know, I'm across the entire stage and I have no life. Monster. But thank you for watching, guys. Sorry I can't talk too much Call of Duty. It's the same thing I've been commentating for the last 3 years, you know. I wish I'd started my channel when COD 4 was around, because now that's a game that you need help on, but I honestly can't say this is the same, so hopefully an interesting tangent about something you might not know too much about is enough to keep you listening. If not, you know, I tried.